Hey guys, it's Rena. Today is kind of a crazy day. I just got home from a test I had in the morning, and then I had to go to one archive, and I had to go to a different archive, and so I've been kind of all over the place and busy since really early this morning. This whole week has kind of been a little bit of insanity, so I was really happy that one of my recent purchases actually came in the mail today, so I wanted to do an unboxing with you guys. I know I've never done one of those before, so I thought it would be kind of fun to do one. So basically, I ordered the new Kat Von D MetalMatte palette. I have a couple other videos to put up that I filmed already but just haven't uploaded. But I mentioned that, I'm going to be trying not to buy as much makeup in the future, trying to save a little bit more. So I have like a couple more planned purchases left, and this was one of them that I really planned on getting. So I don't want to like necessarily show you, all of it because some of it has, shipping information. So we don't want to, I don't want to share that. But I'm going to just dig into the box and show you guys my first impressions of the palette. Maybe swatch a couple colors and let you guys know how they feel to me. This is definitely a very preliminary thing. Obviously, I haven't even opened it yet, so I don't know how it performs. I don't know how long it lasts on the lid. Just my first impressions, guys. Really first impressions. And I'm sorry if the camera starts jiggling around. I'm going to have to do this. It'll be a little difficult. My camera is propped up on some books, and they're not exactly the most stable, apparently. So, just awkwardly just dig into the box. I'm also horrible at opening things, so this is great for you guys, probably. Entertainment. Okay. Alright, the box is open, so let's see. Very standard, paper, packaging, whatever. Nothing too exciting from Sephora. Okay, so it's kind of packaged interestingly. I was wondering how they were going to do this because it's a very long palette horizontally, so I was wondering how in the heck they were actually going to fit it in this box. They tipped it on its side. So there you go. That is how it was packaged. I hope that it kept it all secure. This is a heavy palette and it's huge. Okay, so they also sent me this build your own fall wardrobe. It starts with scent. I've gotten a couple of those before. I just usually smell them real quick, but I like indie perfume so much that I don't really buy mainstream perfume. I got this Merrymaker Eau de Parfum Toilette, so that was one of my samples. My other sample is this Lancome Youth Activating Concentrate, and then the Sephora Instant Moisture and Cream, because I always need moisture. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm a little bit sick. This is actually one of my better days, so yeah, I'm just gonna toss the box over that way. I also got, for just a deluxe size sample, this Dream Skin anti-aging thing. And this is from Christian Dior. So, on to what we actually really care about, the MetalMatte palette. So, I hope you guys can see on the camera that it says matte when you turn it this way, and then when you turn it the other way, it says metal going that way. It's like a, what is that called, an anagram? I'm probably getting that wrong, but it's when you can, one thing reads, you know what I mean, it reads one way, it reads one thing a certain way and another thing another way is what I'm trying to say, but I can't speak today, and I'm having a hard time comprehending things just because of this head cold. So let me try and get this open. It's definitely a tight box. I don't want to ruin the box, but it's pretty tight. This is embarrassing. Never done one of these videos before, and of course it had to be one of the most difficult videos to film, of course. This thing does not want to come out, guys. I mean, I guess that's a good thing if you want to think about it. Probably going to keep it a little more secure, but I'm probably just going to have to start ripping. Oh, nope. I accomplished it, guys. Okay, so really cute. You're going to see that I ripped it a little bit, but it has stars, kind of like Kat Von D's tattoos that she has right here, so they're really pretty, really kind of cute packaging. When you pull it out, It's in a black sleeve, black cardboard sleeve, but it feels like nice cardboard. And then it folds up like this. Oops, I guess I have it upside down. Anyway, and it has the back here with all the color names in this silver print on the black. So just slide the palette out, and this is what it looks like. Looks exactly like the outer packaging on the box, but printed on the actual cardboard. I like how it has the two Kat Von D symbols, but one's in silver, one's black, and this is raised. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's textured. So here's the fun part. Go ahead and open it up. They are all in perfect condition, thank God. That's always a scary moment, you know, opening up and not knowing. So, very hefty palette. I really like that. I don't think this is really going to be something you're going to be traveling with, but in terms of being able to store it and keep track of it and make sure it doesn't get banged up, this is going to help because it is so sturdy. The part with the mirror is pretty heavy, so that's one thing. It's definitely not going to stay up on its own, especially because of the weight behind it, so you're going to have to hold that one. But other than that, I really like this. I like the way it's set up. I think it's really well thought out between what colors really go nicely together. Of course, you can come up with your own combinations, but I think that it makes sense color theory wise. So I guess I'll just start swatching some of them because I really want to see how they feel. I've had one Metal Crush palette, or eyeshadow, Metal Crush eyeshadow. I have one of those. I think it's Iggy. I could be wrong, but I think it's Iggy. And I really like it, but I've been wanting to try new colors. This is a really great way of doing that. And then these are all the mattes. I have the Mi Vida Loca Remix palette from last year, and I did not like it, but I've heard good things about other matte eyeshadows from Kat Von D, so I wanted to give them a shot. In the palette, you get 9 Metal Crush eyeshadows, and then I think it's 13 matte eyeshadows. So I'll be doing a more in-depth review on this. I'm actually going to have some time over the weekend to do stuff like this, so yeah, hopefully then we'll get around to it. But I guess I'll just do some preliminary swatches before that review, just to, you know, let you guys know how they feel. So the first one is Nebula. I love the feeling of the Metal Crush eyeshadows. They're just so smooth and so pigmented. Yeah, they feel amazing. I love this formula. Okay, so I'm going to do the next one, which is Watt, which is probably one of the ones I've been looking forward to the most. It's a very me color, just super beautiful teal. I think it's going to go great with my hair. There it is. Those two are going to be beautiful together. Heck yes. Okay, and Ignite. These are probably the three these three are ones that I really wanted. I wish you guys could like somehow feel the texture of these, because they're just so smooth. There's Ignite. Beautiful, kind of frosty seafoam. Oh god, this one feels awesome. This is Tinsel. Yeah, this is beautiful. Tinsel is very, very pigmented. It feels very smooth and it almost felt like a ColourPop eyeshadow to me when I touched it, in the way that it has that like wet texture, but it's obviously not wet. It just feels so richly pigmented that it is like that, if that makes any sense. Okay, let's see, Glitz. Pretty shimmery. This one kind of scares me. Yeah, this one's intense. This is one that I probably wouldn't wear too often. It's like a very, very metallic champagne. This is Twinkle. I was excited for this one because I love purples. So there's Twinkle. It's kind of like a lavender purple. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. A little less pigmented than the others, but it'll be nice for like inner corner highlights or something. Or even a halo eye. Here is Volt. This is kind of like a cranberry burgundy color. Yeah, it's pretty. Not as pigmented, but it'll be nice. Especially since you have so many intensely pigmented other colors. It's still nice to have, you know, a couple of those every now and then. Synergy is probably the one that I won't use. These colors look terrible on me. These kind of bronzy red tone browns, so that's probably a no-go. I'll give it a shot, of course, just to see how it works, but probably not something I'll reach for. And here is Flash, which this looks, yeah, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful gold kind of color, very warm toned, so again, not something I would reach for all the time, but pretty nonetheless. So let's try out some of these mattes. I don't want this video to go on too long for just a first impression, but just to get a couple of these mattes in, I'm going to take like a couple of each color family. So let's try out the white. So I'm going to try and do it here. I know it's kind of an awkward swatching area, but pretty pigmented. It looks like it'll be buildable. It's not the most pigmented on first swatch, but for a white, really, most of the time the white is going to be for highlighting or for blending out or lightening colors, so I think it'll serve its purpose well. I'm going to go into this gray, which is stone, kind of a gray black, because you don't really see too many of these. Also pretty pigmented. I want to swatch velour because I've seen amazing swatches, but I want to do that last because I feel like it's going to stain my fingers. So here's moss. Really, that looks really beautiful. This one swatch is a little bit patchy, but I think with a brush and a primer, that'll definitely work a little bit better. So I'll give that a shot, over the next couple days. Let's try ribbon because I'm a little picky about my purples. This one's also a little bit patchy, but I think, again, it can be built. I'm going to go ahead and do fringe. This one feels very soft, and it's pretty pigmented. It's right there. Really kind of an interesting creamsicle orange. Just because these colors right here, oak, suede, and bone, are pretty, relatively easy to find in Kat Von D's range, I'm going to skip to velvet, at least for now. And when I do my actual review, I'll get into how each shade performs. So there's velvet, which I think is a very beautiful burgundy color. So these feel lovely so far. I think it's a really good range of cool, neutral, and warm, although it does seem to kind of err on the cool side, which I'm totally for because cool tones are my favorite. I have a feeling I'm going to be living on this side of the palette with these blues and greens and purples. These are colors that I think I'll play with every now and then, which, they're great for fall and winter, but they're not colors that I reach for all the time. So just initial thoughts. I love the heft of it. The size is quite overwhelming. It's about as big as the Sugar Pill Pro palette, maybe even a tad bit larger. I'll definitely compare them when I do my full review. But I like the size of the mirror. I like the color selection, and I like that it has a very nice variation of textures. I think that's going to be really fantastic going into the next couple of months, to have the option of really doing something super matte or something super shimmery, or kind of marrying the two together. So again, here's the quick hand swatches I did of all the metal crush shades. And then I know it's kind of an awkward angle, but there's some of the ones there. Oh, I forgot to do the blue, of course. Here's velour, just to kind of end this on a super high note, I hope. Yes, it's beautiful. There's velour. That is a matte blue. And I am hoping I'll have some dupes in my video. I really want to think these reviews out since I'll have a little bit of time to work on them this weekend. But I think possibly Sugar Pill might have a dupe for a couple of these. But we'll give it a shot, and I'll let you guys know for sure. So yep, that was my first impression / unboxing / super long video just on the Kat Von D MetalMatte palette. I'm really digging it so far, but I haven't used it on my eyes, so we'll see. I will talk to you guys soon and have a full review on this, as well as probably the Urban Decay Ultimate Naked Basics and a bunch of other things. So I will see you guys soon.